Welcome. To ensure a smooth and timely experience, we ask all guests in the arena who plan to watch the graduate procession to be seated 10 minutes before the start of the ceremony. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Late arrivals will be asked to wait outside the gymnasium until the academic procession is finished before they are seated. When today's ceremony concludes, please plan to reunite with your graduate outside the building. Take a moment now to plan an outdoor meeting spot. This small step will help everyone exit smoothly and avoid congestion and crowding. Photo booth locations are available on campus and listed on page 8 of your program. We invite you to use them for taking photos after the ceremony. Good afternoon. We ask the audience to please be seated. The processional will begin momentarily. We ask that you please remain in your seat during the ceremony. Professional photographers from Grad Images are taking photos during the ceremony. If you would like to take your own photographs, please do so from your seat. Today's ceremony will feature professional American Sign Language interpretation by the Associates in Sign Language LLC, located in the front of the stage to allow all our guests to fully experience this celebration. Distinguished guests, welcome to commencement at Missouri University of Science and Technology. We will begin the ceremony shortly. Distinguished guests, good afternoon. We ask the audience to please stand and remain standing as you are able for the candidates processional. Distinguished guests, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Air Force ROTC Blue Sabres and the Army ROTC Stonehenge Battalion. Gentlemen on stage, please remove your caps for the national anthem. Thank you to the Missouri S&T University Winds and the Missouri S&T Choral Program for providing music for the opening of our ceremony. Thank you to the Air Force and Army ROTC cadets for presenting the colors. Distinguished guests, please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party that you see on stage. Platform party, please stand as your name is called. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Representing Missouri S&T's faculty, staff, and alumni and students are Dr. Mo Dagani, University Chancellor. Dr. Greg Ampolettis, today's guest speaker. Mr. Dale Kaiser, who will receive an award of professional distinction. Dr. Robin Gore, Vice Chancellor for Student Success. Mr. Aiden Pickett, Student Body President. Dr. John Harris, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. And our Vice Provost and College Deans, Dr. David Borak, Dr. Mirzad Buzurdi, and Dr. James Sterling. Dr. Christy Lukes, Curator's Distinguished Teaching Professor. Ms. Alicia O'Neill, Vice Chancellor of Finance and Operations. Dr. Kamal Kayat, Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. Dr. Joshua Schlegel, President-elect of Faculty Senate. And our faculty mace bearers, Dr. Joan Schumann, Dr. Yu-Wern Wong, and Dr. Michael Motes. Please join me in recognizing our platform party at today's commencement ceremony. Thank you. You may be seated. Chancellor Mo Dagani will now begin our program.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yep, we're going to have to try it again. Good afternoon. It's a little better. Good afternoon. All right, that sounds like minors. Welcome to today's commencement ceremony. Today we are celebrating the accomplishments of our graduating class. Graduates, please look at your family members and friends in the building with us today. Wave to them and thank them. Actually, stand up. Stand up and look at them. Stand up, everybody. Look at your family and friends. Welcome them. Thank them. Okay, the audience, let's hear from our graduates. Graduates, also please consider all those who are not in the building, but they are celebrating this event with you. They are watching you through live stream. So wave at them and thank them when you get home. Know that their vital support was important for you to get to this point. For 155 years, S&T has educated creative thinkers, innovators, and leaders among many industries. And now you join those distinguished alumni. Through your relentless pursuit of purpose, you and your fellow graduates will provide critical contributions to critical challenges facing our societies and the world. You will invent new businesses and technologies, support cybersecurity, help protect the environment, further space exploration, educate our youth, or any of the thousands of other innovative and interesting, important career paths our alumni follow. You may even excel in a career that doesn't exist yet. Each week, I send an email on Friday mornings to our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and many others. That email that some of you receive goes to over 100,000 people. How many of you, let me see a show of hands, how many of you receive my Friday emails? I promise I won't ask you if you read it, but just let me see your hand. Okay. Regardless of the topic of my email, every single time I hear from alumni about how their S&T education prepared them for their career and success. I hear from people from all over the world, people who graduated last year and people who graduated decades ago. I hear regularly from a graduate who graduated in 1949. He is 96. He lives in Brazil, and he lets me know about his 72 children, grandchildren, and great-children. But that's a sample. I hear from everybody. I hear from people in Europe, Middle East, Far East, Sub-Saharan Africa, Far East Asia, everywhere. And everybody to the person tells me about the wonderful experience that they had here at Missouri S&T and how this institution inspired them to pursue successful careers. You will too. That is wonderful, of course, to hear from them, and I have no doubt that your education will pay tremendous dividend as well. I hope that one day you too will reach out to the chancellor of this great university and let him or her know about the story of your success. You deserve to be here, and I know your future will be bright. Every graduate sitting here has a unique story and mentors who made a difference in their lives. I'd like to recognize a few faculty and staff members who were nominated by members of this class for believing in their potential, offering guidance, and helping shape their path to success. You will spot them wearing behind every graduate pin, and you can read in our students' words how these individuals inspired them at commencement.mst.edu. Commencement.mst.edu. I'd like to ask these people to please stand and remain standing as I read your names. Dr. Kristen Donald, Woodard, Associate Professor of Excellence in Electrical and Computer Engineering. Dr. Kelvin Erickson, Curator, Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Dr. Mary Gillis, Associate Teaching Professor of Education. Dr. David Sampson, Associate Teaching Professor of Music and Director of the band. Matt Center, Lecturer in the Linda and Bipin Doshi Department of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering. And Kevin Walkup, Program Manager for S&T's Military and Veteran Services Center. Thank you all for your service. We are grateful to what you do. It is now my honor to introduce one of your peers to give the student address, Mr. Aidan Pickett, the student body president, whom I'm sure many of you know. Aidan is from O'Fallon, Missouri, and is pursuing degree in computer science and psychological science. Aidan works as a research assistant in Dr. Daniel Shank and Dr. Casey Canfield's laboratory. Last spring, he competed on a Missouri S&T team that advanced to the semifinals of the Global Health Innovation Grand Challenge. He has also been a resident assistant, a KMNR radio station DJ, and a member of the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education Student Advisory Board. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Aidan Pickett.
It is truly a beautiful day of celebration. You are here today in no small part through your own personal perseverance against many trials and many labors. How many late nights? How many assignments and deadlines? How many extracurricular tasks and groups of friends made? Some of you come here from design teams on campus, others from academic labs. Some of you have spent your summers working in industry, and others dove deeply into a co-op. However, all of you have worked tirelessly for your dreams. You are here today thanks to that ever so significant work. Be not mistaken, you deserve to be in this room. The doorway to your dreams is right here in front of you. And through your hard work, you have personally forged the key to burst it open and take every challenge head on. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, can take this expertise from you. And isn't that feeling wonderful? Time flies while you all soar. For what feels like a lifetime ago was only a handful of years when you're here, younger, stepping foot on this campus and making some great strides towards a vibrant future. Some were confident, others were nervous. Yet, universally, everyone was curious. You all wondered of a future of being college educated, wondered what opportunities that could unlock, unleashing your interests and how you can pursue them, ultimately coming to one of the greatest questions a person can ask. Why not? Here at Missouri S&T, you learned the skill set to change that question from why not to how can I? How can we? Each experience collecting itself brick by brick in your wall of confidence, shaping who you are and influencing who you will become. Here, at the end of this journey and the beginning of a new one, you have equipped yourself with both the knowledge and the experience to succeed. You are ready for what comes next. And so, today, we celebrate. Today, we cheer. Today, you all should lift your heads high, for there is no greater pleasure than feasting on the fruits of your own labor. Isn't it sweet? I say to you now, it is not the school that makes the student, but the students who make the school. I stand here and I stare out at a crowd of unequivocal excellence. You all collectively have made this university what it is today through your accolades and your accomplishments, both small and large. And so I say, why stop here? It is not the world that makes the person, but the dedicated people that shape the world. This is the beginning of something much, much greater. As you all move into industry, higher education, and more, reflect upon the influence that you have, that you will continue to gain. What can you do to shape the world to be better? Where are you needed? Where are you wanted? Where do you want to go? With this degree, your intuition, and your ambition, there is no limit. Passion will take you distances where talent never had the grit to travel. So I pose to you now a different question, something different than why not. Simply ask yourself, who is going to stop me? Every single dream, like beautiful constellations dotting across the sky, is out there for you to take. Do not compromise on improving your life. Do not wait for anyone's permission other than your own to get started to chase your dreams. Do not compromise on those dreams. Sometimes people feel like they need permission, and so I'll give that to you now. Go start now. I say to you all, congratulations. It is with great pleasure that I tell you, stand triumphant today as you move on to solve for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aiden Pickett. Chancellor Degani will now introduce today's commencement speaker.
How about that? Wasn't that wonderful? So one more round of applause for Aiden. Thank you, Aiden. And now it is my honor to introduce Dr. Gregory Politis, a nationally recognized medical educator. A physician, Dr. Politis is the Executive Vice Dean and Interim Head of Biomedical and Translational Sciences for the Carle, Illinois College of Medicine at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. He is also a professor of emergency medicine. Dr. Politis earned a bachelor's degree from Washington University in St. Louis in 1988 and a medical degree from the University of Illinois in 1996. He completed radiology training at St. Louis University and an emergency medicine residency at Barnes Jewish Hospital in 2002. Before joining the Washington University faculty in 2002, he worked there for over 20 years, earning the title of Professor of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Politis has held national leadership positions in emergency medicine and is currently an examiner for the American Board of Emergency Medicine. Internationally, he has supported medical education initiatives in multiple countries and continents. I was talking to Dr. Politis, and it's absolutely impressive, the span, the bandwidth of the world that he has covered in helping medical education. And now he's focusing on using AI to strengthen workforce development and medical education in rural and underserved communities. It is my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Gregory Politis.
Thank you very much. I have to admit, it was a little ouch when he mentioned the dates. Makes me sound so old. I'm like, ooh, I didn't think that needed to be mentioned. But anyway, so no, thank you. This is a wonderful honor to be here today. I can't tell you how exciting this is for me, for all of those here at the front of the stage, because I think we live kind of vicariously through all of you. We remember when we were in your spot, and we see this, we just think about the future, and we're excited for you, for your family. It's just really an incredible day. I was asked to speak today because I serve as the Executive Vice Dean of the first engineering-based medical school in the world. About 65% of our medical students are engineers. Matter of fact, I've done a lot of mentoring of medical students, residents, and young physicians for 20 years, and one of my closest mentees is actually a graduate here. He was a mechanical engineer, and he is currently, I've mentored him since he was 22, and he's now finishing his last year of fellowship, 5 years of medical school after college. He got a master's degree as well, and now he's in his 7th year of residency in orthopedic hand surgery. So I told him, I said that I would be speaking today, and he was very excited. So, but I just want to kind of talk to you a little bit about the fact that you are all entering a very incredible, exciting time, and you all know that. The fact that AI and innovation is really taking off now, and it's everything that we do. I know that you already understand that better than anyone. But then I also want to talk about some pearls that I've given to many of my mentees over the years that I think are very applicable to where you are at this stage in your life. You know, in medicine, AI tools help us do so much now. It helps us detect lung cancer, breast cancer, and strokes earlier than the human eye or other traditional imaging modalities can detect. It helps us analyze genetics, lifestyle, medical history to predict which treatments will work best for specific patients. It helps oncologists choose therapies that are more likely to succeed and avoid ones that are unlikely to help. And AI-powered smartphones actually help us detect skin cancer and eye disease and heart conditions in underserved regions. And virtual AI assistants help triage patients and guide care where doctors are scarce. But this is in every area, not just in medicine and engineering, business, law, even the arts. AI is really taking off. But you really all know that, and that's really not what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to talk about some other, what I consider pearls of wisdom that I've talked to all of my mentees at various parts of their career at different times. The first one I think I would say is really focus now on really what it is that you love to do. I've noticed that so many students, they want to project in the future and they want to try to figure out where am I going to be in 10 years, what do I want to do then. And I think at this point now, just focus on what you're really interested in and what you love. Because if you do that, you are going to be good at what you do. And eventually, when an opportunity comes available, you're going to be the first person that they think of. You're going to be the one that will be the instant one to go to. And eventually, you may find that you end up in a different part of your career than you thought you would, but it'll be the right place because you did it out of love. So I think instead of trying to think too much and overthink it, do it that way. The other one is just to be patient. One thing I do know about this generation, because I study the research and I teach young students, is that this generation can be impatient, and that's because you grew up with technology. I mean, someday you will be able to say to your kids, you know, when I was your age, I didn't have Zoom. You know, but I can say that now about the cell phone. And so, you know, being impatient isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, it does kind of put pressure on you. And I think that to be successful in life, you have to be patient. And you have to realize that not everything is on the same timeline. So instead of thinking about where your colleagues are and how they're progressing, just, again, focus on what you love. The other thing is this concept of signal versus noise. This is something that Steve Jobs used to talk about. Signal is that thing that is really important to you. It has to do with your values, your core values, great ideas, things that you should really put your energy into. And I like to try to think in my day that if I have 3 things that I really need to accomplish that day, those are the signal for my day. And everything else that can get in the way is probably noise. And so we can spend a lot of time being busy and we can feel productive, but a lot of what we do is actually noise. So one of the ideas that some people kind of put out there is a little counterintuitive. And Steve Jobs has been credited to saying this, that innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. That sometimes the way that you actually get clarity is actually coming from elimination and not addition. So that's something to think about. The other thing is about being passionate about lifelong learning. I think it's impossible, no matter what field you're going into, that you have to be a lifelong learner. When I graduated from medical school, the body of knowledge that we had at that time doubled every 7 years, and now it doubles every 73 days. So it becomes really important for us to be able to teach young people how to not just learn, but also understand where to look to find the information. And so it's a reality that extends really far beyond medicine. It's something we also have to think about. But when you actually are passionate about continuing to continue to learn, you're also going to be good at what you do, and people will recognize that. I really work hard because I still practice clinically to stay on top of the latest articles and journals because I have to teach medical students and I have to know more than my residents. And so I think that's really, really important for all of us to do. The other thing is to stay humble. And part of this also has to do, with the fact that in medicine, for example, being humble is incredibly important. probably the thing that scares me the most is when I see an overconfident trainee. Because I noticed, and I talked to Chancellor Moe about this, is the more experience that I've gained in medicine, and we're talking about being in a high-volume critical care and trauma center, level 1 trauma center, is that the more that I see and the more that I know, actually the more humble I become. Because I know what things are things that that can come and really turn on me in a heartbeat. And I think we all really need to be lifelong learners and be humble in that respect. When we think about evidence-based medicine, I think about the things that I used to do that was considered the national standard that all physicians used to do 20 years ago, and we would never do them the same way now. The way we would treat cardiac arrest, the way we would treat septic shock and hemorrhagic shock, it's completely different now than what we used to do. And back then, we used to feel so good about ourselves. We're like, this is evidence-based medicine. But the problem is that down the road, the evidence-based medicine of today is changed by new evidence that comes by tomorrow. And so you really have to kind of understand that. So be sure to stay humble in that, and people will appreciate that as well. The other thing is to be patient and kind with yourself. One thing that I do notice about individuals in your age group is you're so talented, but you don't necessarily understand how talented you are. And there's I see a lot of imposter syndrome where there really shouldn't be any imposter syndrome, or there's a lot of rumination that goes on, worrying too much and overthinking and thinking and worrying. And I always think of that as wasted effort and wasted energy. The advice that I always give is, put your plan forward and execute your plan. Because ultimately, when you look back at all the things that you've done to get where you are today, you have overcome a lot of challenges, and look where you are. So when you have challenges down the road, why is it going to be any different? So have confidence in that. And eventually, the older you get, you're going to realize that if I have some big project or some deadline coming up down the road, you're going to be fine because you've done it so much before. So trust in your past successes. The other thing is to practice gratitude. We are lucky to be born in this time. We're lucky to be born in this country. One of the things that I find very exciting about my role is I travel a lot on behalf of this global consortium of innovation in engineering and medicine. So almost every other month I'm out of the country, anywhere from South Africa to Israel to China to Pakistan. And, I'm always marveled by just the kindness and just how impressive every culture is. But when I come back to the United States, I'm pretty proud and happy where I am. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that, of what a great country that we really live in. But also practicing gratitude with everyone around you, your family, your friends. We sometimes, when we get busy, I think we can forget about that. And I have to remind myself this as well. The other thing, and this is not something that your parents have paid me off to say, but put down the cell phone. Try to talk more and text less. I mean, that is a really important thing. I have to tell you a story about a mentee of mine named Jack. He is a third-year resident now. I actually interviewed him for medical school. And when he became a medical student at our school, he shadowed me incessantly. And I said it was almost like after a while, when you have a stray dog at your doorstep, eventually you just have to open up the door and make him your dog. And that's how Jack became a mentee of mine. He just was on me all the time. He was just there all the time. And so I've gotten to know Jack for many, many years, and he's now in his third year of residency. And he stays in touch with me all the time, but he usually does it by texting. And so I always tell him, Jack, I'm like, Jack, it'd be nice if we could talk on the phone every now and then to hear how things are. And he says, I'll call you. I'll call you when I have a problem. And I'm like, well, no. I mean, you can call me when things are going well, too. And one time I said, and I don't understand the texting. I said, your texts are one big run-on sentence. I said, why don't you use punctuation? And he said, Dr. P, he goes, I find the use of your periods aggressive. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So, but that's the one thing that I enjoy is we try to understand the younger generation. I have a story with our dean, who I've known for many, many years. We were going somewhere, and his 18-year-old son, who's an engineer as well at Illinois, was actually driving us. So we're actually sitting in the back seat. And I said to the dean, I said, let's talk Gen Z and see if he notices. So we're just sitting back there, and he's telling me a story. And I said, no cap? Oh, my God. And he goes, yeah, it's bussin'. And all of a sudden, his son looks up in the rearview mirror, and he just kind of looks down. And I said, that sounds kind of pretty sus to me. And he looks up like this, and then he goes, no, stop. Now, your family probably doesn't even understand what I'm saying, but this is Gen Z talk. And he said, you guys are too old for this. It's creeping me out. And I said, look, we're doing some major riz here. And he's like, no, stop. It's not funny. And I was like, go touch some grass, Evan. But I think I lost some cool points because I think I told him to go cut the grass. But anyway, so it's interesting. But that interpersonal working with each other is important. Value interactions that are face to face. Have conversations even if they're difficult. You know, you're now at a stage in your life where you're not going to have anonymous conversations. You're going to have conversations with your colleagues, and even if they're difficult, look forward to those, because that's where you develop that muscle to be able to debate and do it professionally. That's a really important thing, and you can, and many of you probably are doing that now. But probably the most important pearl that I'd like to say is, more than anything, when I look back at moments that mattered the most to me in my career, they were not about achievements, they were not about positions, they were about people. The relationships that we built along the way, that's what really made everything worthwhile. And I realized that as a physician, some of the patients who appreciated me the most were not necessarily the ones whose loved ones that I helped save. They were really families that I stood with when there was really nothing else for us to do, when someone was really at their natural end of life, someone that I could stand with, sit with, have presence and compassion. And those are the moments that really stay with you. And that reminds you why the work matters. So that lesson, I think, extends to everyone, to all of us, that no matter what field that you choose, at the end of your career, you're not going to be measuring your life by titles, awards, the different kind of technologies that you mastered. It's by the people that trusted you, the people that you supported, the people that showed up when it mattered. So really, the people that are the most important are the people here, your family. So make sure as you become more successful, take time, call your parents, call your grandparents, call your siblings. That's more important than anything. So I want to end on one story that I think kind of sums it all up. So many years ago, when I was about 2 years out of residency, I was on a trauma shift, and I had a patient who was in septic shock. So that's a condition where you have a bloodborne infection, your blood vessels become leaky, you become very, very sick. This patient was so sick that we had to intubate him, put him on a ventilator. We had multiple pressor agents. These are drugs like norepinephrine and epinephrine and vasopressin. They help keep the blood pressure up. And throughout this entire shift of mine, it was an 8-hour shift, I thought this patient was going to pass away. And I remember that his wife was there, and she was by herself. She didn't have any family with her. And she came up to me and she said, can you tell me what his prognosis is? And I said, well, I need to be honest. I said, we're doing everything we can. I said, but he's very, very sick. And she said, could he die? And I said, to be honest with you, yes, he could. And I actually thought he was going to pass away during my shift. Well, at the end of my shift, I decided, it was about 11:30, my family had gone down to the Lake of the Ozarks, which is about a 3-hour drive from St. Louis. And I decided instead of going the next morning, I was just going to leave at about midnight and just drive. And I was exhausted. And I was in a really bad mood. I was just depressed. This whole case depressed me, the patient's family. I couldn't stop thinking about her. And I got on the road, and I was irritated, tired. I was hungry. And about 2 hours in, I decided to call the medical intensive care unit where we had admitted this patient. And I talked to the resident. I said, how is this patient doing? And he said, Dr. Plies, he goes, it's remarkable. This patient is turning around. We're lessering the amount of pressors that we need. He's starting to wake up. We're decreasing the amount of sedation. And I think at this pace that he'll probably be extubated by 7 a.m. tomorrow, which means taking the tube out and he'll be alert. And I just remember, and I've had many critical care cases like this over the years, But I remember this one so specifically because of the feeling I had when I got this news. I was just elated. I was in such a good mood because I kept thinking of what it's going to be like when his wife walks in the door and sees him wide awake. And I thought, oh my God, I was no longer tired. I was no longer in a bad mood. It was like a light switch went off. And I thought about this later, and this is really kind of an analogy of all of our lives, and especially when you're in a busy career. You're going to have times along the way where you are going to be so burned out and tired and exhausted and depressed. And all I can just say is stick with it, because you're also going to have times that are going to lift you up and they're going to sustain you, and they're going to get you that next moment. So if you just realize that you are among the most talented students in the country, and to be where you are, you've got this opportunity ahead of you that really you don't need to be nervous, you don't need to be afraid. Be confident, be humble, care about your family. Just enjoy the path. And that's it. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for everything, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Politis. Dr. John Harris, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, will now say a few words.
I'd like to recognize all our faculty here today who have dedicated their careers to teaching in pursuit of knowledge and have helped our graduates reach their academic goals. Faculty, will you please rise? Please join me in showing appreciation to these faculty. Thank you. You may be seated. I would now like to recognize our mace bearers. Missouri S&T selects faculty and student mace bearers for each commencement ceremony. You can read more about these individuals on pages 9 and 11 of your program. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until all mace bearers have been announced. Representing the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education is Dr. Yu-Wern Wang, Associate Dean of Research and Professor of Biological Sciences, and Bentley Hart, who will receive a bachelor's degree in history with a secondary education emphasis. Representing the College of Engineering and Computing is Dr. Mike Motes, Chair and Professor of Material Science and Engineering, and Catherine Dunlap, who will receive a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Representing the Cummer College of Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Economic Development is Dr. Joan Schumann, Associate Chair of Undergraduate Studies and Teaching Professor of Engineering Management and Systems Engineering. And Ryan Veach, who will receive a bachelor's degree in Information Science and Technology. Please applaud our mace bearers.
Thank you, Provost Harris. The Chancellor will now recognize Mr. Dale A. Kaiser with an award of professional distinction.
Thank you, Provost Harris. Before I begin to recognize Dr. Kaiser, I'd like to one more time thank Dr. Politis for the insightful words of wisdom that he gave us. I mentioned in his introduction that he helps medical education around the world, as he also mentioned it. I want you to know that he is also helping us with our escalator of engineering to medical school. We will soon be announcing a path forward to Cole School of Medicine for our graduates as well, and for that we are grateful to Dr. Politis. I got to tell you that, I spent many years at Johns Hopkins University, and my walk-away message from that position was that medicine, particularly delivery of medicine, is still hugely under-engineered. And so I was delighted to hear Dr. Politis mention that 65% of the students in Cole School of Medicine are engineers. So that's fantastic. And again, thank you, Dr. Politis, for being here, for giving us your words of wisdom. With that, it is now my honor to present Dr. Dale A. Kaiser with an award of professional distinction. Missouri S&T has a long-standing tradition of recognizing a select number of persons who have made important contributions to their professions with an award of professional distinction. You can come on, stand here. Each year, faculty members are invited to nominate a limited number of individuals for this award. Mr. Kaiser earned a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from Missouri S&T in 1982. He earned a master's degree in 1985 and a PhD in 1987, both in chemical engineering from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Dr. Kaiser worked on such iconic brands as Kraft Singles, Kraft Salad Dressing, and Kraft Mac and Cheese, while working for Kraft Foods Research and Development Group. I told him at lunchtime that I hold him responsible for a few extra pounds that I carry around, and he agreed. In 2011, he became Senior Director of R&D Strategy and Transformation for Mondelez International, one of the largest snack companies in the world. What a fun job. Can you imagine that? In 2017, he was named Vice President of Research and Nutrition Science. He retired in 2021. Dr. Kaiser serves Missouri S&T as a member of the university's Academy of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering and the Order of the Golden Shillelagh Donor Society. It is my honor to present Dr. Dale A. Kaiser with Missouri S&T's Award of Professional Distinction. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Dale Kaiser. Will Dr. Christy Lukes please approach the podium?
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to recognize Dr. Christy Lukes as Curator's Distinguished Teaching Professor of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering. University of Missouri Board of Curators bestows the Curator's Distinguished Teaching Professor title upon outstanding scholars with established reputations in their field of study. Each recipient receives a medallion in honor of this achievement. Dr. Lukes is a teaching professor and associate chair of the Linda and Bipin Doshi Department of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering at Missouri S&T. She is also the current president of the National American Society for Engineering Education. She earned a PhD in chemical engineering and a master's degree in applied mathematics from the University of Tulsa and a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from Texas A&M. Dr. Lukes joined S&T's faculty in 2014 as an associate teaching professor and advanced to a teaching professor in 2019. Before coming to S&T, she was a faculty member at the University of Tulsa for over 2 decades. Dr. Lukes is a fellow of the American Institute of Chemical Engineer and president of Omega Chi Epsilon, the National Honor Society for Chemical Engineering. It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Christy Lukes as Curator's Distinguished Teaching Professor of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering. Okay.
Congratulations, Dr. Christy Lukes. Will Dr. Michael Hilgers please approach the podium? Provost John Harris will recognize Dr. Michael Hilgers, Professor Emeritus of Business and Information Technology.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to recognize a dedicated faculty member. Dr. Michael Hilgers earned a bachelor's degree in computer science in 1985 and master's degrees in mathematics and engineering mechanics in 1988, all from Missouri S&T. He earned a PhD in applied mathematics from Brown University in 1992. Dr. Hilgers joined the S&T faculty as a visiting assistant professor of mathematics and statistics in 1992. He has served as an assistant professor of mathematics and computer science, an associate professor of computer science and information science and technology, and a professor of information science and technology. In addition to teaching courses in the department, he researches modeling and simulating business analytics and data science. It is my honor to recognize Dr. Michael Hilgers as Professor Emeritus of Business and Information Technology.
Thank you, Provost Harris. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President and the Board of Curators of the University of Missouri, and in recognition of your long and distinguished service to Missouri S&T, I hereby confer upon you the title of Professor Emeritus of Business and Information Technology.
Congratulations, Dr. Hilgers. Will Dr. Ali Herson please approach the podium? Provost John Harris will recognize Dr. Ali Herson, Professor Emeritus of Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to recognize Dr. Ali Herson. Dr. Herson is a professor of electrical and computer engineering at S&T. He earned a PhD in computer science from the University of Central Florida and a master's degree from the University of Iowa. Dr. Herson began his academic career as an assistant professor of computer science at the University of Central Florida before joining the faculty at the University of Oklahoma in 1985. In 1985, he joined the electrical engineering department at Penn State as part of a team to set up the university's computer engineering program. Dr. Herson joined S&T's faculty in 2008. He served as S&T's chair of computer science for 5 years. He has been a member of the IEEE and the ACM. It is my honor to recognize Dr. Ali Herson as Professor Emeritus of Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Thank you, Provost Harris. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the President and the Board of Curators of the University of Missouri, and in recognition of your long and distinguished service to Missouri S&T, I hereby confer upon you the title of Professor Emeritus of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Dr. Herson. Dr. Robin Gore, Vice Chancellor of Student Success, will now recognize our honors students.
At this time, I would like to recognize the students who have completed their bachelor's degree with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Please stand as I call your name to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Ulumede Uluwakarede Akindeko, Phoebe Calabrese, Joshua Joseph Hogue, Joel Thomas Kilgore, Megan Grace Montgomery, Noah Myers, Quinlan Donald Newhouse, Maximilian Pajewski. Congratulations. Please be seated. Now I would like to call your attention to those students who achieved Missouri S&T's highest academic honors, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. Will these graduates please rise? The names of these students are listed on pages 19, 20, and 23 of your commencement program. Please join me in extending congratulations to these honor students.
Thank you, Dr. Gore. Students may be seated. Dr. James Sterling, Vice Provost and Founding Dean for the Cummer College of Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Economic Development, will now present candidates for bachelor's degrees from departments within the college.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here today representing Missouri S&T's newest academic college, the Cummer College of Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Economic Development. It's named for benefactors June and Fred Cummer. June was an architect, and Fred was a 1955 civil engineering graduate from S&T. Fred Cummer was more than a successful civil engineer. He was a successful business leader, innovator, and entrepreneur. The Cummer College, which launched in 2022, prepares our students for success in business, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Will the candidates from the following programs please rise and remain standing? Business and Management Systems, Economics, Information Science and Technology. Congratulations.
Thank you, and you may be seated. Dr. Mirzad Buzurdi, Vice Provost and Dean of the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education, will now present candidates for bachelor's degrees from departments within the college.
Good afternoon. The College of Arts, Sciences, and Education is home to 9 academic departments and 2 ROTC units. We offer a diverse range of academic degree and certification programs. Our programs are built upon Missouri S&T's 155-year-old legacy of educating talented, engaged professionals who think critically, communicate skillfully, and embrace a lifelong appreciation of artistic expression, history, entrepreneurship, technological innovation, and the natural world. All of you have taken classes within the College of Arts, Sciences, and Education in disciplines such as chemistry, English, history, and mathematics. These classes have challenged you and they have helped prepare you for what lies ahead. Will the candidates from the following programs please rise and remain standing? Applied Mathematics, Chemistry, English, English and Technical Communication, History, Multidisciplinary Studies, Philosophy, and Physics. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. Dr. David Borak, Vice Provost and Dean of the College of Engineering and Computing, will now present candidates for bachelor's degrees from departments within the college.
As a proud alumnus of Missouri S&T, I'm honored to present candidates from programs within the College of Engineering and Computing. These candidates have put in many hours of hard work to reach this milestone in their career. We are proud of all they've done, and we look forward to their future success. Missouri S&T was founded over 150 years ago and our eyes are always on tomorrow. At S&T, we provide students with the tools to create solutions to current challenges and those that don't yet exist. Together, we will engineer a bright future. Will the candidates from the following programs please rise and remain standing? Architectural engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, environmental engineering, mining engineering, and nuclear engineering. Congratulations.
Thank you, and you may be seated. Provost John Harris will present the candidates for bachelor's degrees, and Chancellor Degani will confer degrees upon the class of 2025. Will all bachelor degree candidates please stand as you are able?
Chancellor Degani, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri University of Science and Technology, I am honored to present these candidates standing before you for their bachelor's degrees as designated.
Thank you, Provost Harris. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President and the Board of Curators of the University of Missouri, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree in your respective fields, together with all the rights, honors, and privileges, as well as the obligations and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. Let's hear from the audience. You're almost there. Just one more minute.
Graduates may be seated. The faculty marshals will now direct the graduates to the platform. The graduates will then go into the hallway for photos. Graduates, when you return, you may be seated.
Sarah Baker. Jasmine Billingsley. Eli Owen Witt. Quinlan Donald Newhouse. Catherine Wise. Phoebe James Calabrese. Matthew Philip Fader. Noah Robinson. Joshua Reety. Davin Kai LaRue. Jenna Beth Spreckelmeyer. Audrey Forthofer. Ariel Elizabeth Troop. Yaroslav Rinza. Nathan Joseph Petzel. Austin Paul Stacy. Michael Eugene Streb. Isaac Jackson Pollard. Kai Anthony Martin. Connor Dean Lang. Kayla Adele Walters. Troy Lucas Propst. Helen Lee. Danielle Grace Laurie. Julia Jade Canoy. Kashan Mohammed Ayer Hussein. Riley Kodal. Colin M. Skaggs. Aiden Matthew Couch. Rachel Z. Alexis Gonzalez. Rebecca Floyd. Kylie Marie Brown. Madeline Brooke Allen. Emma Marie Allen. Emma Lily Hinson. Emily Mary Cahill. Layla Marie Stoneburner. William David Walters. Trey Patrick Schreckenberg. Canyon Maxwell Reed. Samuel Ederle. James Thomas Hopkins, Jr. Taryn Kathleen McDonald. Mary Elizabeth Ray. Mason Scott Wiederholt. Scott Daniel Lillard. Kevin Michael Smith. Austin King. Cameron Joseph Kohout. Catherine Kronmuller. Daniel Philip Lewis. Nathan Alexander Midkiff. Jonah Frederick Atkeson. Tyler Heidbrink. Catherine Augusta Angel. Jordan Levi Brown. Ian Ray Bonert. Caleb James Engelhart. Elizabeth James Hall. Jacob Mallory Brown. Riley McKenna Clark. Alex Vaby Ketcherside. Carson David Sinnard. Trenton Alexander Johnson. Isaac Reed Guffey. Evan Lewis Powers. Finnegan Reese Jokerst. Christopher John Conleth Ryan. Derek Thomas II. Noah Myers. Casey Robert Piccarelli. Paul Joseph Rabelais. Alton Jack Robinson. Jillian Schubert. Rachel Marie Poles. Evan Stevens. Zachary James Thompson. Joseph Okiyama Lamb. Elsa Mae Mefford. Jacob Martin Morris, Jr. Maximilian Pajewski. Matthew Scott Perea. Matthew William Reed. Elijah James Smith. Shojae Wang. Cole Robert West. Tyler Lauren Finke. Caleb William Fryer. Ethan Edward Cogshell. Olumide Oluwakoreda Akindeko. Andrew Thomas Renaud. Carnell Johnson, Jr. Hunter Elias Kurtz. Joshua Joseph Hogue. Oliver Henry Fensterman. Dayton Michael Eklund. Ethan Patrick Daly. Simon Chen. Justin Michael Blondell. Mohammed Rayad Ali Abdullah. Ezekiel Bradley Jennings. Logan Garton. Aaron Michael Yoakum. Tyler Robert Kilper. Dylan Lee Van Buskirk. Balin L. Tucker. Joel Thomas Kilgore. Sumin Wang. Nicholas Allen Snyder. Daniel Sailors. Johnny Leach. Elizabeth Grace Rothweiler. Charles Isaac Zahner. Alexei Shunyakov. Corbin Eric Scott Ladd. Peyton W. Odom. Catherine Jane Dunlap. Jaden James Jones. Jackson Connor Revelle. Trey Anthony Dean Rosales. Haley Marie Eggers. Victoria Mia Busi. Patrick Hatfield. Mohammed Mirza Al-Bashwari. Edward Barsumian. Elijah Bracken. Ashlyn Marie Carr. Chloe Lynn Burley. Sean Brooks II. Carter Allen Hogue. Nicholas Vincent Hidayat. Carson R. Case. David Robert Fisher. Theodore Edward Frigilana. Peyton Olivia Faust. Michael Lee Davis II. Dylan R. Fritz. Joseph Goring. Ruby Corrigan Hoosier. Rachel Darlene Jeffries. Faith Noel Schall. Tyler Joseph Wilson. Jason Bentley Hart. Megan Grace Montgomery. Macy Joanne Barber. Henry Robert Ganan. Henry Robert Signego. James Nolan Bangert. Jaden Ting Fung Lam. Leanne Lee. Justin Lee Kincaid. Hawa Mamlakat Mohammadi. Grant Evan Weber. Messiah McQuan Moultrie. Shiv Patel. Corey Robert Nave. Nicholas Dustin Mertens. Kyle Roland Henry Cruel. Caden Huffiness. Steph Moore. Joanna Louise Miller. Caden Allen Lip. Ryan Creed Veach. Brandon Delph Green. Connor Roland Shorts. Luke Charles Mishka. Casey Jacob Klein. And the one we've all been waiting for, Angela Studdard.
I see candidates is still coming, so as soon as all the graduates have returned to their seats, we will continue with our program. In the meantime, I want to talk to our graduates. Again, congratulations, and I want you to know that every one of you are one step closer to be on this stage at some point, maybe as a faculty member, maybe as a college dean, maybe as a commencement speaker, like Dr. Politis, or maybe as a chancellor, who knows? Set your goals high, and we will see you on this platform at some point. I do want you to know that you have gotten a terrific education here. And like Dr. Politis mentioned, you are good, but you don't know it. You will know it when you go to work and you are a member of a team and you look to your right and you look to your left and you say to yourself, well, I'm better than everybody else on this team. I can guarantee you that you are prepared. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? But you are ready. Just keep in mind all the wonderful points that Dr. Politis mentioned. Be humble, be hungry, keep learning. That's a hallmark of minors. They always keep learning. And know that you cannot achieve your goals by yourself. You need the help of everybody else. Expand your network. Seek the support from everybody else. Help them. Genuinely help them achieve their goals. And that's when you realize that the whole universe is conspiring to help you achieve your goals. You help others and let the chips fall where they may, and you will achieve your goals. So once again, congratulations to all of you. The audience, let's give them another round of applause. We will now proceed with the commencement tradition. Graduates, please stand up as you are able. I now invite you to move your tassels from the right side of your caps to the left as a symbol of your graduation from Missouri University of Science and Technology. Congratulations. That's the moment that all of you and all of us have been waiting for, and all of the parents and family members have been waiting for this moment. So congratulations. You've achieved your goal, and you are at the beginning of the beginnings to make big differences and make critical contributions to the world as you set out to make such contributions. Now, get your caps ready. You're about to do the iconic cap toss. No hard hats, please. I saw one hard hat here. We're going to toss the hats up to the ceilings, and the provost has promised me that you're going to get an honorary doctorate degree if you're able to hit your caps to the ceiling of this place. So get ready. Okay, so I'm going to add some special effects. For the audience, this makes a loud noise, but don't be afraid. I'll ask our interpreters, please, to leave the stage. You don't want to get hit with hats. So I ask on the count of 3, get ready. 1, 2, 3. All right, congratulations. Okay, congratulations, everybody. Now it's time for the audience to stand up as you're able and applaud our graduates. Congratulations, all of you. Thank you all. Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates and distinguished guests, please direct your attentions to the screens at the front of the stage for congratulations from 3 distinguished individuals. The first speaker will be University of Missouri Curator Todd Graves, Chair of the Board of Curators. The second speaker will be the University of Missouri President, Dr. Moon Choi. He is a passionate champion for public higher education and for Missouri S&T, as well as our fellow universities of Missouri universities in Columbia, Kansas City, and St. Louis. Concluding these remarks will be Dan Bailey, President of the Minor Alumni Association. The 3 distinguished individuals will now say a few words.
It is my honor to congratulate the Missouri University of Science and Technology class of 2025 on behalf of the University of Missouri Board of Curators. Graduates, we celebrate your achievements today, as over the past 4 years, you've worked diligently to earn your degree. I hope you're very proud of yourselves as you walk across the stage. You've persevered through classwork and research, late nights with little sleep, midterms and finals, yet those are only a fraction of the moments that culminated in you receiving your degree today. Most likely, you've also determined tough life decisions, experienced the seen and unforeseen, and made friends that will last a lifetime. I believe it is these moments of perseverance and connection that have also prepared you to be inquisitive, eager, and ready to take on the world. When you cross this stage, you become part of our great network of Missouri S&T alumni. You can find minor alumni all over the world. Lean on them, as they will be excited to hear your stories and share theirs. Your minor ties will keep you connected and support you throughout your lifetime. Again, on behalf of the Board of Curators, congratulations, graduates. We can't wait to see your journey unfold.
Congratulations, graduates. You've accomplished so much, and because of your hard work and focus, you're about to graduate from one of the finest universities in the country. Many of you are about to start a great career, begin graduate or professional studies, or serve in the military. No matter your goals, you've earned your success. But you didn't achieve excellence alone. Many have supported you along the journey, including your family, friends, and our incredible faculty and staff. Thank you for being part of the S&T community and for your commitment to making a difference. Congratulations, minors.
Greetings, fellow minors and friends. I'm Dan Bailey, president of the Minor Alumni Association and a proud two-time S&T graduate in geological engineering and engineering management. Today, it's my honor to congratulate our new graduates on behalf of the entire Alumni Association. As you begin a new chapter in your lives, never forget that you are part of one of the greatest alumni networks in the world. On this milestone day for our new graduates and your families, over 70,000 minor alumni join me in celebrating your achievements and your bright futures. I encourage you to make the most of that advantage by staying connected, getting involved, and mentoring the next generations of minor alumni. The opportunity that is now in front of this group will take you to all corners of the globe, but remember, no matter where you live or work, you'll always be a minor.
Chancellor Modegani will now say a few words to conclude our program.
Congratulations again. Let's see, I want to recognize a few individuals. As you know, a lot goes into the planning and execution of an event like that. There are a host of services and people who make these events happen. But I'd like to recognize Dr. Paul Hertz, our narrator. Dr. Hertz standing up there, if you were wondering where that voice was coming from. There is Dr. Hertz. Thank you, Dr. Hertz. And then our name reader, Dr. John Francis. John is standing here. Thank you, John. I always say it ain't easy to read all these names in that speed. Thank you, John. And then, of course, the executive committee members and all the faculty and the staff who made today's celebrations possible. Thank you all. Congratulations again. And I return it back to Dr. Hertz.
Thank you, Chancellor Degani. As a reminder, photo booth locations are available throughout campus and listed on page 8 of your program. We invite you to use them for taking photos after the ceremony. We will now play the Alma Mater hymn, recorded and performed by the Missouri S&T Choir. Feel free to join in. The words are printed on the back of your program. After the hymn, we will ask the audience to please remain seated until after the recessional. Distinguished guests, this concludes today's commencement ceremony. The mace bearers will now lead the recessional. Following the recessional, you may exit and meet your graduates outside the building to provide an orderly and efficient departure for all. Thank you.
Thank you.